In this video, I'm going to talk about why you undertrade and how to fix it. Stay tuned. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. Okay, so let me get my pen out of my pocket here. Let's go with a black pen today. Hope you're well. Are you an undertrader? You're either one or the other, generally speaking. You're either overtrading or you're undertrading. Now, what is undertrading, first of all? Undertrading is when you are not pulling the trigger when you're supposed to. So if you have a trading plan, let's say this is your plan, this is your strategy, and you're supposed to pull the trigger when X happens. You're supposed to be trading this stock when it does this currency pair when it does that, this level, whatever it may be. It comes along and you don't pull the trigger. You miss the trade, it goes on. Now, the worst thing is ultimately some people do is they chase that trade because they think, damn it, I've missed out on it. I need to get back into it. Or, you know, you're just not taking trades. So the trade's coming up, it's flagging up, you're getting all the green lights and you don't take it. You don't take it. Why is that happening? Why are you doing that? Ultimately, in my opinion, it comes down to one thing. You are frightened of risking capital. There's no real other reason that I can think why you wouldn't want to take the trade. If you believe in your plan, so you believe that your plan is a good plan, then there's no reason why you wouldn't take the trade. Now, if there is an added thing to this, is that you may not subconsciously believe your plan is the best plan, and it might be your way of protecting you. When you get this signal for the trade and you're not taking it, it might be your subconscious saying to yourself, I don't believe that the plan that you've produced for me is the best thing that you can do, and so I'm going to hold back and hold back and hold back. And of course, especially for day trading or even if you're swing trading, it doesn't take long of that procrastination of not taking the trade to delay it for it not to be valid anymore. So it's very easy for you to delay and not pull the trigger. You have to be very decisive and pull the trigger when you're getting the level you want. And okay, if you leave a limit in, often that will be cancelling the limit or moving the limit. There are ways that you will do it to not pull the trigger. So belief in your trading plan, you've got to have that first of all. You've got to know that the method and strategy you're employing in the market you're employing it is going to work or has a very high likelihood of working, and there's some evidence to prove that. Maybe you've traded it before, maybe this, maybe that, because if you don't have that, you'll never want to take the trade. Or you say, you know what, this is a test strategy for me, I'm taking it in small size, so let me put the risk capital on. So okay, assuming now that you do trust your plan, you've got setups and strategies that you believe in, you know that work, you know that over time they're going to yield the results you want, and you're still not pulling the trigger, it is down to not wanting to risk capital. Now you've got to ask that question yourself, why is that happening? The first thing it could be is that you're trading too much size. You know, I've been there myself where I've wanted to up my size and I've got to a point and then you end up being very hesitant because you're thinking this is quite a lot of risk. If you're uncomfortable with the risk, it's too much size. It's simple as that. There are some people out there who say, yes, you've got to be uncomfortable. You've got to press, you've got to press, you've got to press. I don't believe that. I think you've got to go as much as you can right up to the point of discomfort and then back off a little bit. So you're just in that the comfortable mode, but right on the edge of discomfort. And the reason I say that is because if you go and check out a future video, and there's loads of studies on this, when you go into the discomfort level, you're using a different part of the brain to make the trading decision. So you want to be still using the correct part of the brain, but still pushing the comfort zone and increasing the size as you're progressing. And don't forget, for everybody, it's not about increasing size. Some people are happy with the size they are. They're going to stay like that for a while and then increase the size kind of in steps. So it's different for everyone. But going back to the initial point here is, if you're uncomfortable with the amount of risk you're taking, you need to dial down the size. Because if you think about this, let's just say, we use some examples here. Let's say you're risking £1,000 on a trade, or let's use that figure for ease of example. You're risking £1,000 on a trade and you're struggling to pull the trigger. But then I say to you, okay, actually risk £10 on this trade. Are you going to struggle to pull the trigger? You're not going to struggle to pull the trigger. You're not going to care about it. So you've got to find a level in between that you're comfortable with. You know, maybe that's 100, maybe that's 500, maybe that's 800, maybe that's 50, whatever. At some point between that level is the comfort where you're happy to pull the trigger without regard. And that's where you want to be, because you need to dial it down a little bit further, because if you want to overcome the undertrading, fear of pulling the trigger and concern about the risk, you need to literally take money out of the equation almost. And in fact, if it's a real issue for you, just get on a demo. Just get on a demo. One of the times, there's very few times I think a demo is valuable, and this may be one of them. Just getting the process of taking the trade, proving to yourself that you can take the trade, the strategy is okay, and then start introducing the real money account after that. So the other thing is, we've talked about this, but let's go into a little bit deeper, fear of loss. And that may be because you've had a big drawdown. You know, you've drawn down a lot and you just don't want to do any more damage. You're trying, you know, your subconscious, again, I'm using this term a lot, but it's trying to limit the damage. You've already drawn down heavily. You don't want to take any more trades because you're associating trading with damage to the account, with discomfort in your personality. And then you've got this cycle of, well, that is causing that, which is causing that. So I'm going to avoid that. It's a bit of a vortex of doom, for want of a better word. You get the point. So how do you get out of that? You have to say to yourself, hey, I've got to, again, similar kind of scenario. Let me dial down the size. Let it not be so important to me. Let me get used to pulling the trigger again when my setup's here. Let me have a strict, structured plan. Yes, you might have some flexibility, but give yourself the boundaries. Give yourself some flexibility. Get your plan nailed down. Dial down the size. Do that for a couple of weeks. Small size, small size, small size, small size. Keep methodically taking the trades. When you get back up into it, start to introduce the size again slowly. Don't go straight back up to where you were, but just slowly bring it up, Okay, you're going to take up in a little bit bigger steps than you would if you're increasing your size kind of into a new account level, but you need to bring it up back to where you were, but slowly. Don't just go straight back up to the point you were, because you're easily going to fall back into the undertrading thing, and you're going to maybe activate the panic of thinking, oh, I don't want to take it because I might lose money. And also the other thing is accepting the aspect of loss. You know, one thing I think I've talked about in a video is, when I was very actively day trading, I'm not so actively day trading anymore, which is why I always say when I was very active, and I was kind of really early in the morning to very late at night, constantly, you know, right in front of that screen, I would have money that I would get out of the cash machine, or ATM, and I would put that to one side as my risk capital to accept the risk on it. So whilst undertrading wasn't really a thing for me, it was more overtrading, and so this kind of worked both ways. Is, you know, often when we're trading, you know, the screen is just numbers. You see numbers on a screen. You see your account value. You see this loss. You see this gain. It's very difficult to quantify it. It may be different now because there's much more kind of electronic cash transactions going on now. But I still think having a wad of cash in your hand, saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to risk this money on this trade idea, plonking it down on your table into a little sellotape zone or whatever, into a box, saying, hey, this is my risk capital. It's gone now. But if I'm right, I'm going to get more back. But if I'm wrong, I need to accept it. Having that kind of difference between, having that kind of physical process of putting the money down and saying, there's my risk capital for this trade idea, helped me a little bit more with my overtrading, but it's going to help you as well with your undertrading, because once you see it's not that much, you say, hey, listen, it's only this amount of money. Am I prepared to risk it on this trade idea? Yeah, I am. You can get back into the zone and back into the flow of stuff. Anyway, guys, that's undertrading. Let me know in the comment section below if you're one of the guys who struggles to pull the trigger, a little bit of fear of actually getting stuck in with your trading and following your trading plan. And let me know as well if any solutions or tips and tricks that you've had to overcome that in the comments section below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, consider doing so for more videos from me and other traders. Take care. See you in the next one. Keep the risk managed. As always, bye-bye.